Dyaneshwar Padwal now joins with his top trades of the day. Dyaneshwar, what are you anticipating on expiry day? It's going to be largely global cues that will drive us today. It's going to be a gap down, but how much pain can we expect?
Yes, good morning, Samina. If you look at the current market scenario, the key benchmark index is initially heading for 10,500 mark. And within the corrective pattern, we observe that the Nifty has broken the symmetrical triangle breakdown. And the renewed weakness has been also on yesterday's trading session. And if you look at the expiry, so we might feel that the expiry may come in the range between 10,600 to 10,700.
Right. In order to indicate that the market has witnessed a breakdown, Dyaneshwar, what level on the downside will you watch out for? Because we are getting a start closer to 10,600 this morning. Would that become a buying opportunity for traders and a hope that towards the last half an hour we will try and push higher?
Yes, yeah, if you look at the hourly chart, so we have also observed that the on hourly chart time frame, market is into the oversold mode. So there might be a possibility on an intraday basis we might get the pullback towards the 10,720, 10,750 mark. So I advise traders to capitalize that opportunity for short sale.
Right. So what would be your top short candidates then? I want to start with what happened to Reliance Industries yesterday. Actually, before I even go into that, you might want to tell me what to do with OMCs. BPCL, HPCL, IOC down 9% in yesterday's trade. This morning, too, crude prices are higher, which means OMCs could once again come under selling pressure. I think the only thing that could arrest their fall is the fact that they've been oversold. But on the charts, OMCs, if we do see a flat start or a weak start, would you continue to short them?
Yeah, of course, you rightly said the oil marketing and company. If you look at the overall sector, so it is moving into the corrective pattern where we have observed that the formation of lower top, lower bottom, and in this scenario, I would suggest to going shorting into the BPCL, and that would be also one of my pick for a short selling candidate. But recently we have seen that the risk reward ratio is not favorable. So any rise comes towards the 390, 395 would be a great shorting opportunity in case of BPCL. And traders can keep a stop loss of 407 for an initial leg of down move towards the 370.
Right. What would you be doing with Bank Nifty, Dyaneshwar? We were hoping that the expiry of Bank Nifty is closer to 26,700. That's well out of the way now. In today's day of trade, would Bank Nifty be a short?
Yes, if you look at the Bank Nifty chart, so we are getting some contradictory view on the Bank Nifty because recently Bank Nifty is oscillating in an descending triangle formation. And if you look at the relative rotation graph, so it indicates Bank Nifty is moving in a leading quadrant on weekly time frame chart, wherein the relative momentum and relative strength is very high. So I would suggest going short would not be a suggestible. So any dips comes towards the 26,400, 26,300. So that should be capitalized as in buying opportunity.
What are you doing with Reliance Industries? Made a very quick journey from 917 to 1017 and a quicker journey from 1017 to 965. The correction has been done, it seems, in the look of it. But, I mean, RIL is the one that's held the markets up all through the month of June. At 965, would you anticipate further weakness and hence may consider shorting the stock or staying on the sidelines if you're a long trader? And also, what's the word on Tata Motors? It's given up nearly 15% in the last 3 days.
Yeah, if you talk about the Reliance industry, we have seen that the Reliance industry is moving in a clear uptrend. And, basically we have observed a similar kind of chart pattern wherein, the Reliance has moved about 5 to 6%. After that 5 to 6% move, it has been consolidated in a narrow range. And recently we observed a very spectacular rally near about level of 910 towards the 1020. And recently it has given a pullback. So I would suggest that pullback should be capitalized as a buying opportunity.
Right. Also, just moving on from there, there are a few other names that actually held up the market in yesterday's day of trade. Very few, a handful, if that's probably the best way to describe it. Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech, TCS ended marginally higher. Tech Mahindra, of course, was a big mover in trade yesterday. On IT, we are going to get another day where the rupee is going to be weak. Would you continue to buy IT? And if yes, which would be your top IT stock to buy this morning? Right, we've lost Dyaneshwar's line, but we'll try and reconnect back with him. It's been a rough morning for equity markets across Asia. The Dow as well had a very rough start with a 300-point correction in overnight trade. Dyaneshwar, I was asking you, the only space that has held up in yesterday's trade was IT. This morning, too, the rupee is expected to see a gap down. Further weakness in the currency will support IT stocks. Any IT counter you would look to go long on?
Yes, in case of IT sector, if you talk about IT in 2018 is the outperformer by the key benchmark index and marking positive alpha. So I would suggest in IT space, Tech Mahindra is looking good for a buying opportunity because after a corrective phase on yesterday's trading session, we have seen that the renewed strength has been clearly observed on Tech Mahindra by breaking an intermediate resistance of 750. So I would suggest go long in Tech Mahindra by keeping a stop loss near about 700 and wait for the initial leg of up move towards the 750.
Dyaneshwar, lastly, you want to tell us what your top trades are? We've already talked about a few stocks, but anything that you'd initiate a long or short on, any counter that we could witness a price volume breakdown or breakout on?
Yeah, I would like to go on a sector specific. If you look at the FMCG chart and if you observe the relative rotation graph, so it is moving in a leading pattern, wherein it suggests that the FMCG sector is continue to travel towards the north. So I picked up two stocks from the FMCG space. One is Dabur. In case of Dabur, it is moving in a clear uptrend with an intermediate support of 380. And recently, we have clearly seen the renewed strength in the Dabur because bulls have broken the intermediate resistance of 392. So we feel that the bulls may take the stocks towards the 420 level. So one can buy the stock at current market price by keeping a stop loss of 38. And my second pick would be Marico. So in case of Marico was unfolded into the corrective pattern, wherein it has completed its corrective pattern at an important Fibonacci retracement of 50% of the previous rise. And the day before yesterday's move suggests that the stock is poised for an initial leg of up move towards the 360 level. So one can go long in Marico also by keeping a stop loss of 322 on closing basis, and the holding period should be more than 2 months.
Right. That's the call coming in on some of these counters that Dyaneshwar is recommending. But beyond that, Dyaneshwar, very quickly, do we have a trade going on aviation and auto? If you've got to take a cue from OMCs, you think stocks in the auto ancillary pack or aviation could also witness selling, and hence that gap, hence on opening, these counters could potentially be short?
Rather going for an auto ancillary in auto space, Mahindra and Mahindra is looking quite impressive. So Mahindra and Mahindra is moving in a clear uptrend, and recently it has given a throwback towards the 880 level. So I would suggest going for Mahindra and Mahindra would be a great opportunity.